Alright, hey what's up you guys, DJ Mama here, and after the success of the last tier list video, thank you so much for getting it to 2,000 plus views, a whole bunch of likes, honestly, it's like a 90% like ratio, thank you so much for that, and all the comments, of course, talking about it. After the success of this one, I have taken your comments into consideration. I have made another tier list with comments from, or suggestions of archetypes for the comments, some from my friends and some from my other discords that are Yu-Gi-Oh! Focus. And let's get into another support tier list. So let's start with the categories before we go into, of course, the archetypes I put down below. Many support waves. This will need not one wave, not even two, maybe a few support waves of how to fix the archetype, really. 10 plus cards, I'm like, yeah, just give us a lot of cards. We need cards, extra deck, main deck, spell traps, maybe a field spell, or yeah. Next up, better extra deck, better main deck, and better spell traps. These are just like, the generics, like, oh, we just probably need better of these categories, not just like one or the other. And these will not be, and I'm not including any of the archetypes I already put in this first tier list. So these are just suggestions from the comment section and my other discords. So a few cards, like, we just need a few, like, not too many. Only a mix of one or two of these categories, and a few cards from each would be fine. One or two cards, 1, 2 cards, we don't need that much. Fix is like, is there a need to really fix this archetype? And then no hope. An archetype so down bad, how you can't really help it. All right, let's go over the archetypes we have to have together. So first up, Alien. Alien probably needs better. I think the extra decks might be fine. The traps are weird. The spell traps are weird. Honestly, could go. I know it's getting Ragnarika support. Probably better main deck guys. Better main deck monsters, honestly. Just better alien guys like Stealth Buster, I think is the one. Yeah, just better main deck guys, honestly. The spell traps and maybe some of the extra deck guys are kind of fine. Next up, Aromage. They're getting more support in the future. Do they need a fix? I don't know. Probably pure Aromage probably can go a few cards, but Aromatherapy Jasmine is crazy. Maybe Ragnarika can help it with. I think it's a plant. Yeah, it. We'll see if Ragnarika can help it. Once again, I hope more tri-types support comes for more archetypes. But for pure Aromage, I'll just clarify that. Pure Aromage, probably a plus a few cards. Extra deck's crazy. Spell traps are weird. Main deck guys. So this is like a mix of main deck guys and probably some better spell traps. Batteryman. Pure Batteryman, probably not just better extra deck. 10 plus cards. This is going up. Batteryman, pure. What does it do? Turn 1? I don't know. It's kind of like a turn 2 OTK strategy. It's been mostly because of like cards like Charger and Stormforth. 9 volt obviously very good, but turn 1 is like was set microcell for a very very long time, and that's just not good. And they got Solar, which is a better Thunder Dragon card, honestly, than a Batteryman card. It's a good Batteryman card, but it was turned out better in Thunder Dragon. But I think 10 plus cards is probably where you can put Batteryman. Next up, Chess Archfiend. Someone said like Summon Skull and Archfiend, I think. So I think there's no hope for Chess Archfiends. There's nothing to do there. Okay, so someone had mentioned to me Constellar and Satellarknight. So this is Constellarknight. This is both of them together. Uh, Probably better just spell traps. I know the whole of Constellarknight, them together, just probably needs better spell traps. Constellar pure though probably needs. Yeah, that's great extra deck guys. Pretty decent main deck. Main deck monsters is probably for Constellar pure, but for the whole, this is just I think better spell traps are needed. Crystron. Crystron has crazy extra deck guys, honestly. Main deck guys probably need a rise. That's probably what I'll put it at. Yeah. Even after Hulk, I think the extra deck guys are still good. Actually, I'll put it in 10 plus. Crystron's kind of rough. Gusto. Gusto probably would need memory support waves because Gusto only pretty much has Spree's Turbo, like Spree's OTK. I mean, it could be a fun like wind synchro strategy, like Speedroid. I don't know. It just needs something to not just be Spree's Turbo. That's where I'll put Gusto. Um, Danger. Danger pure probably flush new cards, but honestly, the cards still read crazy. And if they get like Jackalope and Tsuchinoko back, 1 to 2 cards, easy. Probably at the lowest. Darklord. Extra guy is big, crazy. I think it just needs like maybe like 10 plus cards. There's only like a few main deck guys you'd probably run. It needs some extra deck, and I think the spells and traps are actually pretty good for Darklord. Contact, the trap, and they have they have like a draw and a search, I think. So the spells aren't bad for Darklord. I just think they need both extra deck and main deck guys to help turbo out. I know Branded tried to play some Darklord build, but it wasn't that great. Dual Avatar. You'll probably need multiple support waves to make this deck good. No one really mentioned this one in the comments. I did throw in some sneaks, if you want to call them. Yeah, Dual Avatar, one of those archetypes that definitely needs many support waves. I think they got their like level 4 fusion that was kind of crazy, but didn't really do nothing. Duston. Probably need multiple support waves and erratas to their old cards to make them not be free link material. Hey, you put 5 monsters on my side of the board. Anyway, link. Here's an Appo. A free Appo. Thank you for a free Appo. Yeah, you'll need many support waves for these guys to be good. Maybe there's like a spell that say they can't be used as a link material or something like that, or a field spell. I don't know, but it just seems like, what does Duston do? Who even remembers Duston? Let me know in the comments if you remember. Element Saber. What do you do to fix this archetype? 10 plus cards, really. Yeah, I don't really know this archetype too well. I'm putting it here because it's probably it's the worst. I think it's the worst out of these 3, out of this row anyway. Yeah, that's what I'll just put it. I'll put Element Saber there. Flower Cardian. Better extra guys. The extra guys are like I've seen a lot of different play and a lot of different strategies. Main deck guys is probably what they need. Or is it spells? Are their spells good? I think they have like that one good spell. I don't know. I think the extra guys are crazy. I'm gonna put it in actually just a few cards. This is what happens when you're not knowledgeable about some archetypes, but I think a few cards would service them better. Goyo. Obviously, you need main deck guys. The extra deck guys seem decent, but there's no main deck guys. Or even spells, really. But we'll start with here. Just, let's get main deck guys. The main deck Goyos. Graydle. Made you out of clay. Better extra deck guys is probably where you should be. The main deck guys are, they still do the Graydle Kaiju stuff, which could be very, like, what was it, 2015, 16? I think around that time. No. I don't know. Whatever Graydle Kaiju was good. Makes you want to put it up. Mostly I put better extra deck. Get him something they can really want to make. Ooh, actually, yeah, it's probably up here. Hazy Flame. Man, there's a lot of rough archetypes. Yeah, another plus 10, really. Or 10 plus. Yeah, it's just a rough spot. Just give him like some weird sixes. Make him the fire Kashtira. I don't know, man. Herald. Herald has good main deck. Herald has a good spell card, but their Dexter deck is weird. This Herald Stun probably needs a better extra deck, even though you're like always going Diviners and Arclight or Entis. I don't know. Prep. You always have the preps. You always have Ben 10 Ritual Sanctuary. Probably just the main deck is always gonna be crazy. So I think it just needs better extra deck cards. Things you can like do stuff with. Dynamondo was a very good ad, but probably a better extra deck just for Herald. Wasn't a sneak, by the way. Someone did put this in the comments. You can check it. Check the video. It's there. Igknight. Igknight probably just needs a better extra deck. Those main deck guys still do what Pen has always done. Destroy scales. Oh yeah, they need a better extra deck guy because they need a Link 3 that points all the way down. It's like we need a Pen summon again. Pen summon many. Koaki Meiru. The spells are neat. Like I think back in like 2012, their Koaki Meiru did do something. I think it was like during Hat 2013 maybe 2013 2014. It was like a decent deck. I don't know. It was like playing Diamond Core with like Knight and Crusader. Uh, Main deck guys. There's some main deck guys that are obviously pretty good. You know, in specifically Animancipator, and then I don't know. They have the extra deck. We're gonna go with the extra deck for Koaki Meiru. Because if they have like decent stuff with Knight and Crusader, maybe but they're probably out of date. But if they have decent extra deck guys, maybe it can do something. Laval. So they have the good spell. They have the decent monsters to do anything. They just need a better extra deck guy to go into, honestly. I was like, what is? Obviously, they have the rank 4 Laval chain still banned to this day. It's generic rank 4 that was a foolish or like something to put like at the top. But the other extra deck, the synchros for Laval, they're rough, bro. They did like do like Quasar things, I think. But oh, it's rough. I think a better extra deck can do a lot of service to Laval. Magikey. Oh my gosh. I think I have to put it here. Plus 10 cards. We need a Link 2. If we're gonna be every every type in the game, we're gonna need a Pend, a Link, a Toon. I'm just kidding. A Spirit. You know, all those dumb things. Just give it to us all. What are we also missing? We have 2 fusions. We have a Synchro. We have an Xe. We have that bad Xe. We just need a Link and a Pend. We have Ritual, obviously. Made me want to play the deck. Yeah, we need like a combo to do. But yeah, I'm putting Magikey there. Max. Magical Musket. Magical Musket probably a few more cards. Maybe another busted Link one. I don't know. Oh man. Yeah, I'll put it right there. Malefic. Parallel Gale is a really good spell. Monsters, probably. Their extra deck's kind of... No, the main deck monsters are crazy. Extra deck monsters are not great. Because the Malefics. Better extra deck. If they can do stuff with, like, Parallel Gear. Actual good stuff with Parallel Gear. Yeah. I'll just say that. Better extra deck. Mayakashi. They just got their pretty good. They got their broken trap card to go with transaction rollback, which is sadly a game plan they didn't want. Main deck monsters. They have 2. They have Daki. They have Hyujin. The Maven's cards were really good for Mayakashi. That's all I'll say. The extra deck is kind of where it's lacking. Actually, you know, it synchro climbs, but the guys you synchro climb or link climb into are kind of rough. I think I'll just better extra deck guys because it can do a lot, but it's like it's a little rough. Mikanko. Mikanko doesn't need a fix. It's pretty good. It had a lot of tops throughout pre-fire format. I don't think it really needs like 1 or 2 cards at this point. I still think it's fine. So I don't think it needs a fix. Like, you need to fix Mikanko? I don't know about that one. Mutant. Better spells and traps. I mean, you can e-tele, get the free link too off the mutant stuff, which Sprite did do, but it wasn't playing mutant. Is the extra deck guys or the main deck guys that need help? I'm gonna say maybe the main deck. Maybe if they had a good field spell. I don't know. I'm just gonna put in better spells and traps for now. I'll just say that. Nepthys. Ritual Conductor is a custom card. If you guys didn't know, this card's crazy. The spells though aren't crazy. The main deck monsters are crazy because they let you ritual summon from deck for free. Extra deck, the Link 2 Nepthys and the Link 3 Nepthys are weird, but they're fine. I think if they had like a better spell trap lineup, could be fine. Yeah, Nepthys I'll put right there. Noble Knight. uh, they really forgot about this archetype. They said, let's light them on fire, and then we'll do something with them. Konami really just forgot Noble Knights. We'll put them up there for now. Uh, they gave them like that weird premiere box and the platinum secret rares or whatever, platinum rares, with their own box, and then they decide this is a terrible product, lit them on fire, and they're like, wait a minute, what if they were just on fire? That could be better. So, yeah, and Noble Knight is rough. S-Force. Honestly, probably a no-hope archetype. Honestly, Rapichi Amaru leaving them to become SP Little Knight, like the best link to, honestly, maybe ever, is as it's insane. That's all I'll say. Yeah, maybe a no hope archetype, but if you want to support it, you're just gonna need multiple waves. It's either at the top or the very bottom with no hope. So it's anywhere. So it's like, yeah, it can be it's either top or bottom really. Shiranui, the extra deck guys are kind of decent. The main deck guys are weird actually. Yeah, I think the main deck monsters are kind of lacking. I know this Shiranui is very good. Squire's weird. Yeah, I think it needs better main deck guys. Better main deck Shiranuis to go into the extra deck, which is not terrible, or just like generic zombie stuff could be fine for this deck. I'm just gonna say better main deck monsters for now. Simourgh. Simourgh actually has really good main deck monsters. The spell trap lineup doesn't seem that great, and the extra deck, I mean, if it had Link 3 Simourgh, it'd be pretty nice. But I think for it to stand out of Flu, I think it needs some better spell traps. That's all I'll say. So this bird of perfection, has seen a lot of play in Flu, but if they got more support, maybe they can stand on their own outside of Flu. You know, that's all I'll say. Stardust. Extra deck guys, Mandex got fine. Maybe another spell. I know Synchro Overtake seems so good. Actually, that's for junk, isn't it? Not for Stardust. Is this spell or traps? They're monsters or traps? You tell me in the comments. I'm gonna say monsters, even though like a Stardust Worm. I'm gonna say the monsters, because the monsters, or do they need recovery or like protection? I'm gonna give them like a decent field spell. I'll go put them in spell traps. Now we're on Satellarknight. So as you saw, Constellar here, Stellar here, but Satellarknight only needs a few cards. Pure Stellarknight is better than pure Constellar, and Constellarknight is a weird spot. So I'm just gonna give Satellarknight a few cards. Summoned Skull. Honestly, kind of also maybe a no hope. Archfiends. Um, you'll need a lot of support to make Summon Skull real good. That's all I'll say. Sylvan. Sylvan, very good in the past. Ragnar Rika can do something because it's plant, insect, and reptile. So maybe this can do something for plants. The extra deck's fine. I think the spells, the one field spell is decent. I think more consistency spells could be pretty good for Sylvan. So I'm gonna put it in spells. The plant rota or something. The plant rota then and mill, Or yeah, they could have like a charge of the Light Brigade for plant for Sylvans, and it'd be fine. Or Sartic. Oh my god, they did a lot for Sartic. It saw a decent amount of local play. The extra deck is like a skill drain. Like the end board is a skill drain mostly, right? It's like a skill drain, extra deck and non-extra deck. Um, I'm only gonna put it in a few cards. I think it saw some experimentation and was found to be kind of fine. You know, it's just a little rough. I'm just gonna give it a few more cards, though. We'll keep it at that. Valmonica. Probably better main deck, guys. It just got this main deck card, which is very, very good. So, I don't know. It's a lead card. It's a lead ultra. I think it's very good, but I think Valmonica still needs better main deck, guys. I think that with their 3K Link 2 that's coming to them, that's actually a pretty decent card. So, I'm going to put more main deck, guys. Vampires. Vamps. A better spell. I mean, Domain's really good, but I think consistency is the weird part of them. Revival is weird. Maybe actually the main deck guys need more work than the spell trap lineup. I think I'll put it there. Vylon. 10 plus cards could probably make it decent. Multiple support waves probably not needed. If you give them 10 very decent cards, probably goes here. Next up, H2O. Hydro Get On. Water Dragon Cluster Deck. Yeah, it's probably up here as well. This deck is not great. Duo Terran is a weird card. H2O Bonding reads crazy. Cluster actually does insane things. It just can't really get there. And next up, Wind Witch. Extra deck guys are fine. Main deck guys are fine. Just give them like a decent spell. They'll probably be fine. All right. Let's try to order these in terms of more deserving. Duston's probably maybe number 1. Noble Knight following far behind. S-Force, actually. S-Force is going to knock out Noble Knight here. Dual Avatar, fine there. Summon Skull. Yeah, I think this is correct lineup. This is probably the most support wave needed. Probably going to Duston, S-Force, Noble Knight, Dual Avatar, Gusto, Gusto, Summon Skull, and Water Cluster. H2O, Hydrogeddon stuff. Next up, plus 10 cards. Probably Element Saber is the most needed. Other than that, maybe Hazy next. Crystron over Batteryman is probably correct. Darklord over Batteryman, no, probably not. Darklord over Graydle, no. Graydle goes over that. This over this. But I'm putting Vylon up here. That's probably correct. Next up, better extra deck. Who needs a better extra deck? Probably igknight. Koaki Meiru over these. Laval. Laval and igknight are probably fighting for each other. Malefic. If they get a good maybe synchro, I don't know. Putting that there. And yeah, that's probably the correct lineup. Main deck monsters, Ailen, it's a Constellar. Goyo is the most needed. There's no contest. There is no main deck, guys. Monica, not over Alien. Maybe Stellar. Oh, I think that's correct. Better spell traps. I just don't know, so I'm putting you at the end. I'm sorry. Wind Witches probably here. Conductor can go down. Or Nepthys, sorry. Constellar. If there's like more Constellars, Satellarknight traps or spell traps, I think that's probably here. Few cards. Polaria down here. Constellar down here. I think actually this is the correct lineup. And then these are where they need to be. There's no hope for chess Archfiends. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed. This has been Support the Archetypes Part 2. Let me know if you want to see an Archetypes Part 3 and leave a comment down below on an archetype you think I might have missed. Yeah, thank you once again for getting that video to 2,000 plus views. And yeah, I hope you guys see you in the future. Bye.